I just need Kyle to not draft a running back in the third round again. We could have drafted safety and O line depth with those picks instead. What are your thoughts on that, man?
It's kind of like me personally, it just feels like it's like coulda, woulda, shoulda, and it's like, it is what it is. But I definitely wanted at the same time, I did want, ironically enough, a O line and a safety earlier in the draft. I wanted to see us move up and get a Brisker. I wanted to see us grab a Marcus. Oh my God, what's his name? Marcus Jones, I believe it is. Or I'm trying to think of some of the O lines that I was kind of poking around at. Is it someone from Kentucky? But yeah, I feel what he's saying to the fullest, and then at the same time, I'm still comfortable with our depth. So
I would agree with Niner Faithful. The 49ers have been able to find running backs undrafted or on day three of the draft. Look at Elijah Mitchell, 6th round pick, best running back on the team outside of Debo Samuel last year. Trey Sermon, man, I just don't see. He,
say,
he's just
hey,
he,
want me
he,
to
he
say it
don't
for
do
you,
it for
bro?
me. He don't.
Uh,
He's just not. He just doesn't do it for me. Like he sometimes he hesitates in the hole.
he
And in
does.
Shanahan's offense, it's one cut. You got to go, right? You
In
got to
that
go.
zone read,
Yeah,
man, you got to. It's like it's so easy to see TDP touch. TD Price
yeah,
instantly be aggressive, decisive, and just aggressive and decisive. And then the first things I even said in the Packer game was like, "Oh man, Trey Sermon's being hesitant again. He's being hesitant. He's hesitating." Like, and then I see TDP. Like, that's what I'm talking about. Hit it. Go get it. And that's what you have to do in this offense. And then Jordan Mason, bro. It's like, I know we have Jeff Wilson and Hasty, but Jordan Mason looks like a 3 down back. And I think Kyle Shanahan's starting to convert more to those backs that have a little bit more weight on them. That's not long and or not long and lanky, but we see Mostert, who was built a little bit more like a track star and not a running
right,
back, and he
right.
gets injured. We see Jeff Wilson Jr., who is a little bit taller, you know what I'm saying, and we see him get injured. I don't see Jordan Masons and TDPs and Elijah Mitchells, getting injured so much. And so those three backs for sure. Um, it's going to be a tough business decision, you know, if you have to pick between the Jeff Wilson Jr., which I absolutely love, but with the age and, you know, as a business decision, I almost kind of look at it like what the 49ers did with Buckner and Kinlaw. I think they would pick, a rookie or a younger guy over a veteran, and that's just the way I see it panning out. So,
So, do you think the 49ers should cut Trey Sermon, a 3rd round pick? Do you think the 49ers would do that?
yes. No.
Whoa.
And
Whoa.
hey, I wouldn't I don't think they would. Yeah, I kind of almost don't think they will, just to kind of be like um I think they're I think physically he's still great, right? And I think it's more mental. And mental, when it's in your mental, I think you can correct that. If it was just injury after injury and it's been 4 or 5 years, of course, man, it's kind of like you got to make a business decision. But I think it is still something that could be corrected because it seems like it's mental and it's not like a physical thing. You know what I'm saying? So I still got faith in it, still got hope for him. But I mean, for right now, the writing's on the wall. He's hesitating and it just doesn't look good. I hope he figures it out because it's a business at the end of the day in the NFL, so it's going to be tough.
I would be surprised if they cut Trey Sermon. Should they cut Trey Sermon in favor of keeping Jordan Mason? Probably, and Jeff Wilson Jr., but the 49ers, they don't really like to admit they've made a
When they're
mistake.
wrong.
I mean,
Yep.
Jalen Hurd, do we remember Jalen Hurd? I mean, he never played a regular season game, and he was kept on the roster multiple times. So I just don't see them cutting Trey Sermon. I just don't see it. But for whatever reason, he just doesn't fit the scheme. And I don't understand why, what the 49ers saw. I mean, yeah, he was good in college, no doubt. But for whatever reason, it's not translating. Man, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, I kind of agree with Niner sickness. I don't want them to cut, Jordan Mason. I think he has made the most out of his opportunity. He's another physical runner. I think we could have a few goal line running backs if we need to. Jordan Mason, TDP, Jeff Wilson Jr. But I would be surprised I'd be shocked if they cut Trey Sermon. That's for sure. Got to ask you about now after this game. Do you have more questions about this 49er team? Like what position are you most concerned about heading into, versus the Texans and eventually week one? Like if there's one position on either side of the ball that you're really concerned about, what position would that be?
Well, I'm not to be honest, I'm not concerned with
Okay.
any positions, but of course it would be the offensive line.
Yeah.
Because everywhere else is stacked. I mean, it feels like there's a star on every single level of the 49ers.
Yes.
Um, and Jimmy Ward is absolutely underrated. Kavarius Ward might be underrated as well, along with Emmanuel Mosley. So, they're going to play off of each other. The cornerbacks, man, just every level on defense. This defense can be absolutely dangerous and special. I can't wait to see it. But it would have to be the offensive line. It would have to be that right side of the offensive line. And, that's saying a lot, though, because I'm still confident with it. I'm not too concerned with it. And that's my biggest concern is something that, you know, so it would have to be over there for sure. Mike McGlinchey, and then we'll see who does slide over there if McGlinchey can't go over there. Will it be, McKivitz? Might we see a surprise? And because Spencer Burford did play left tackle in college. So could we, and I know they've had him at right guard, if the necessity is there, could we see him play right tackle and then see Daniel Brunskill slide in or more? So we do have options, but that is the biggest concern.
I was while you were talking, I was trying to think of another position that's more not even concerning. It's just a little bit more question marks because Glenchie, will he be ready for week one? You got the three interior offensive linemen who are kind of inexperienced at the NFL level, and I think that's the glaring, inexperience area of the offensive line. But I think Kyle Shanahan, I think he'll do what he needs to do in order to, I think he'll be able to obviously the wide receivers will be able to get open. He's going to be able to scheme open the wide receivers. I think the run blocking, usually offensive linemen are much better at run blocking and mauling guys than there are at setting back and pass blocking. I think that's something that could be, I mean, it doesn't matter who you put back there, who's on the roster on our offensive line. I think they're probably going to struggle more at pass blocking against the likes of Aaron Donald, against the likes of whoever Seattle has. I know they drafted a few rookies. I know Arizona still has JJ Watt.
JJ Watt,
yeah. And Arizona also drafted 2 edge rushers as well. So I think I think we'll be fine running the ball, but pass blocking, that could be definitely something that could be concerning. I gotta say, hot diggity dog. Appreciate that $5 super sticker, Blue True. Hopefully you are enjoying the stream.